Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Today, we will answer all of your questions from our last webinar that held on June 13. It's the webinar where we'll talk about how Merlion is adapting to the new normal. And today, we have our primary school principal here, Mr. David. Hi, Mr. David.
Hello, Ms. Albina. Hello, everybody.
And also, we have secondary until pre-U school principal, Miss April. Hi, Miss
Hi,
April.
good morning, Albina. Good morning, parents and teachers.
Okay, awesome. So, Miss April and Mr. David, thank you for answering my questions from our last webinar. But today we will answer parents' questions.
Yes, sure.
So I already get the questions here. So let's jump to our first one, yeah?
Sure.
Okay, the first one is, how is flexi learning going to be conducted? What subject are they going to study?
Okay, so thank you for that question. And basically, for the flexi learning, they have the chance to go to school to attend assembly. And in the assembly, of course, they will learn the culture of Indonesia. They will do the presentations. They will also have this physical exercise. This will run for 30 minutes, and it includes also silent reading, which is one of our activities in our school during morning assembly. And of course, this is optional. The students has the chance to go to school to meet friends. And of course, this will happen if we go back to normal. But for now, it's still home online learning. Yeah, for now, due to the situation.
Yeah.
And also, the students will have this independent learning, as I've mentioned in our previous webinar, that the students will work on the topics that they need to master through the IXL or Thinker Tool programs. These programs are online, and this independent learning can be done in school. It can be done at home, or it can be done anywhere, because since it can be accessed through online, so the student has the chance to choose whichever they want to study for this one.
Oh, I see.
And after the independent learning portion of the program, they will meet with the Sumarka again at the end of that to go over anything that they may have not understood correctly or they need some more guidance or help with. At this point, they have a couple options that they can do. It's not mandatory, but one of the options is to speak with a tutor later in the day to discuss in more detail a specific specialized area of study. For example, they didn't understand a math portion of their independent learning program. They can be directed by the Sumarka to a specialized tutor in that area so they can get a deeper understanding of that. Then there is another option also that we are going to be offering called Masterclass, which is another way students can enhance the independent learning portion by speaking or being in class with a teacher to go over certain areas such as applied linguistics. Maybe they will need to discuss more or learn more how to express their thoughts in English language or in Chinese language, or even look at a different subject in more depth and detail.
And before we proceed, Elvina, and I will add one more.
Oh, okay.
And the students also will be guided this Seal Compass tool. This is for the kids, yeah, primary up to the lower secondary. But for the pre-university or secondary, upper secondary, they can also use the SEAL assessment. So the students will be guided to map out their strengths. Because since we want to know how to guide the kids or the students based on their strengths so that they can focus on the things that they need to master. So for kids, we have this SEAL Compass. And for the adults, we have this SEAL assessment.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, before we start the program, so you will have SEAL assessment for adults and also SEAL Compass for young learners. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to our next questions. After the situations is back to normal, will the students who choose the flexi learning continue the learning process at home?
Oh, basically, no, because flexi learning program is not only done online. Okay, so when we say flexi, they can do anywhere. But
True.
during this, as I've mentioned, during this situation for the pandemic, so we can go for the online classes and online lessons. But when things go back to normal, of course they can go to school, follow their schedule, they can meet friends, and they can also enroll in other places like learning other things like music, arts, and it's not only limited to Merlion School, so they can go to other places or other institutions that they can learn more about this program.
That
Yes.
is very clear, Miss April. Thank you for
Yes,
answering.
because I think that's the worry of the parents. Yeah,
Yeah.
how if their child wants to join this flexi learning,
Mhm.
then will the child be staying at home all the time? How about the social
Yeah.
interaction with friends?
True.
So this, we would want to make it clear that this is not only about home or working at home or doing at home, learning at home. So there's a lot of things that they can do for this flexi learning. So it's not only limited at home. Yeah.
True. Okay, that's why it calls flexi learning, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, let's go jump to our third questions. If flexi learning means students study at home, of course, more flexible. How will they interact with friends, teacher, and etc.?
Again, I'll answer that. Again, flexi learning, as Ms. April mentioned, is not just online learning at home. Parents have a choice of where they carry out the classes. Some can be taken out online at home. That's fine. Some can be taken at Merlion School during the independent learning time. Others can be taken at different locations or institutions as well. It gives them a wider range, basically, of interaction with friends. Provides greater networking, actually, as well. They meet kids at school or wherever they're going to be. They can meet them outside of different institutions if they want. Flexible learning is not just the online learning, as mentioned before. So when the situation does come back to normal, the students follow their pre-chosen schedule that they've already determined and go forward from there.
Yeah.
Also, for example, they may have outside classes like basketball,
yeah.
extracurricular activities where they'll see friends too. It's not just an online learning platform at home.
Yeah, true. I hope it answered your questions. And next, number 4. Who are the online tutors, the coaches? Are they the existing Merlion teachers? How are you going to divide the teachers between two programs?
Yeah, so for this flexi learning, we will be using Merlion School teachers in collaboration with tutors, which they specialize under fields of study. So parents need not to worry about who will be the tutors, because we make sure that the teachers or the tutors are really into their fields, specialized.
That's
their fields.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, and we are really wondering how much it costs.
Okay, good question.
Yeah.
It's going to vary, actually, depending on the options and the menu of classes that parents choose to take. Flexible learning options are chosen by the parents, and these costs fluctuate due to whatever classes that they choose. They'll have to call the school and talk to the SB department to further find out more information about the cost of all the programs that are being offered.
Okay, I see. So it's very, yes, sir.
Yes, exactly.
And is this Human Academy already registered with the Indonesia government?
Yeah, actually, Human is not actually a school. It partners with schools to deliver flexi learning options and ideas. Human is working right now with Merlion School in a collaborative effort to offer the flexi learning program here. Students will be registered still under Merlion School program, and the academic process and programs fulfill the necessary requirements of the government. Yes.
Okay, our last questions here. If my children's goal is to get good grades in IGCSE, how does it correlate with the flexible learning?
Basically, flexi learning program will boost the child's strength in many areas. Basically, in normal class, the students will wait for the topic to be done. Everybody will go on the same pace. But flexi learning, the students can do advance. If the child can learn the lesson fast, then he can move forward to the next topic. So this is more free for the child to really focus on the areas that he needs to improve. And maybe there are topics also that he needs to go back, then he can do that. Not waiting for the other, classmates in the normal class. But this one is like you are independent. Okay. And also, if the concern is IGCSE, then we have also this master class that the students can enroll. We have also the tutors that the child or the students can ask for further explanations, and that would help this child to prepare for this IGCSE. So actually, it works both ways, learning on your own, learning as fast as you can, and you can drill more with the help of the tutor or attending the master class.
Wow, Miss April, that was very exciting program. So everyone, that was our last questions. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you also for joining our last webinar. I hope all the answer really give you a better understanding and answer all of your concern about the program. And if you have more questions, please feel free to contact Merlion Schools. And also, if we hear today listening from the school principal side, tomorrow, Wednesday, we will listen more from parent side. So stay tuned at Merlion's Instagram and the Humans Instagram. Okay, thank you for joining us today, and bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.